If you're ready to change your life, start now, share this video, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel. Your transformation begins with a simple choice. Have you ever felt stuck in a rut that simply leads nowhere? As if the days pass in the blink of an eye, yet nothing really changes? Maybe you're there, waiting for the right moment to take that step, but let me tell you something: that perfect moment will never come. The truth is, big transformations start with a simple decision and a single habit. And you know the best part? You only need 30 days to feel the difference. Most people underestimate the power of habit. They think it requires a radical change, but real change starts with the details: waking up 30 minutes earlier, writing your goals down, swapping 10 minutes of scrolling on your phone for 10 pages of a good book. A small change done with discipline, focus, and consistency can completely shift your mindset and transform your life. And this isn't cheap motivational speech, it's science. It's practice, it's results. So, if you're tired of living on autopilot and feel you deserve more direction, more purpose, more growth, stick with me until the end. In this guide, you'll discover how to build a simple, powerful, and fully actionable plan that can truly change your trajectory in just 30 days. And it all starts with a decision. Your decision today. It all starts with a decision. And it doesn't have to be a grand or drastic decision, just a sincere one. It's that moment when you, tired of stagnation, destiny arrives, that something begins to change. Transformation doesn't require ideal conditions, it just requires action. When you commit to a new habit, you're planting the seed of a new reality. The first step is internal, changing your mindset, taking control, and telling yourself that this is for real. Many people think change is about doing more, but in reality, it's about doing things differently. The decision to change comes with clarity. Where am I? Where do I want to go? And what am I willing to do to get there? You don't need to start with a grand plan. Start with a sheet of paper and a simple question: what is the first habit that will bring me closer to the life I want? The power is in your hands, and most importantly, in your daily choices. Deciding isn't just about wanting. It's about acting, even without motivation, even when afraid, even without having everything under control. It's about stopping waiting for something magical to happen and understanding that you create the magic. Change begins when you stop repeating the same patterns, expecting different results. Decision is the trigger, the spark, the starting point. There is no progress without conscious choice. And that's where true transformation begins. Have you ever stopped to think about what 30 well-spent days can do for your life? It doesn't seem like a lot of time, but it's enough to establish a powerful habit that will take you to a new level. Instead of waiting for major breakthroughs, try putting your energy into a single daily practice, done with discipline and focus. It could be waking up earlier, meditating for 10 minutes, or reading 5 pages a day. The key is consistency, not complexity. When you choose a habit and stick to it for 30 days, something changes inside. Your brain begins to understand that you're in control. And with each passing day, this small effort grows stronger, like a muscle being trained. Transformation doesn't happen by chance. It comes from conscious repetition. At the end of a month, you've not only created a new behavior, you've become someone with more planning, more action, and more clarity of purpose. Just imagine 30 days ago, you were stagnant. Now, with just one habit, you feel more energy, more direction, and more confidence. This happens because by maintaining a commitment to yourself, you strengthen your growth mindset. And you know what's even better? This process can be repeated in any area of your life. With each new month, a new habit, and ultimately, a new version of you, stronger, more aware, more in motion. Waiting for the perfect moment is one of the biggest pitfalls of stagnation. The truth is, it will never come. There will always be a reason to postpone: lack of time, fatigue, fear of making mistakes. But action transforms the present into an opportunity. Those who want transformation need to stop hiding behind excuses and understand that starting, even without being 100 ready, is already an act of courage. Life changes when you stop waiting and start building. There's no ideal scenario for starting a new habit. External conditions will never be completely under your control, but what you can control is your attitude. Start small with what you have and where you are. One step today is worth more than 10 intentions tomorrow. Perfection paralyzes, while discipline liberates. Starting is paving the way for progress, even if it's slow at first, because those who start are already ahead of those who merely think. The tip here is simple: start before you feel ready. Grab that old notebook and write down your goals. Get up 10 minutes before your alarm. Say no to distractions and yes to yourself. A growth mindset doesn't wait for ideal conditions. It creates movement amidst chaos. Remember, every great journey begins with a first step, and maybe your step is now. The way you start your day sets the pace for what's to come. A simple morning habit, like drinking a glass of water, doing a brief meditation, or reviewing your goals, creates a solid foundation for maintaining focus and discipline throughout the day. It's a practical way to prepare your mind and body for challenges, preventing you from getting carried away by rushing or stress early in the morning. The morning can be your best ally in transformation. Cultivating powerful habits in the early hours of the day helps establish a pattern of productivity that reverberates throughout all other areas of life. Consistently performing small morning actions may seem like a small thing, but it's precisely this daily repetition that builds the foundation for success. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Choosing a habit that makes sense to you is half the battle. The key is not to skip this step. Furthermore, mornings are a perfect time to invest in self-education. How about dedicating 10 or 15 minutes to reading a book, listening to an inspiring podcast, or reflecting on your purpose? Over time, this morning habit will reinforce your growth mindset and fuel your motivation to take action. Transformation starts early, and it's through this that you build the day, month, and life you desire. Discipline is the glue that binds your dreams to your achievements. Without it, your goals remain on paper, and what could be a major transformation gets lost along the way. But discipline isn't about being perfect all the time. It's about being consistent, even when motivation wanes. It's daily effort, repeated with focus, that builds the future you want. Think of discipline as a muscle that needs to be exercised. Each small act of commitment strengthens its fiber, making it easier to maintain habits and follow through on your plan. You might wake up discouraged one day, but if the habit is strong, it will be this muscle that will push you forward. Consistency is what multiplies, results a famous compound effect of real life. The coolest thing is that discipline doesn't have to be synonymous with suffering. When you understand the value of what you're pursuing and connect with your purpose, discipline becomes a gentle, almost natural ally. And when it's present, your actions stop being an effort and become an organic movement toward your achievements. It's this bridge that transforms goals into real victories. Having clarity about what you want is the first step to turning dreams into reality. Writing down your goals isn't just a ritual. It's a powerful way to bring to life what was previously only in your head. Visualizing and discussing these goals daily keeps your brain focused, creating a mental roadmap that guides your actions. Planning comes in like a map. Without it, even the best intentions are lost. Being specific about what you want to achieve makes all the difference. I want to improve my life is vague, but I will read a chapter of a book every day to learn about finances is already a clear and actionable goal. With this definition, it's easier to stay focused and disciplined, as well as measure your progress and adjust your course as needed. Clarity is synonymous with power because you know exactly where you want to go. Furthermore, daily planning creates a favorable environment for consistency. Writing down tasks, breaking down large goals into smaller steps, and reviewing your progress are practices that give rhythm and structure to your process. When you commit to this routine, the habit of taking action strengthens and transformation occurs. The secret is to pay attention to the details, as they are what build the whole. When a goal seems daunting, it's normal to feel paralyzed, right? That's why breaking your goals down into small daily actions is a strategy that brings clarity and prevents discouragement. Instead of thinking, I want to change my life, Think about what you can do today, right now, even if it's a simple step. These small steps add up and generate consistency, which is the true key to transformation. Every simple action you take helps create a positive cycle of motivation and results. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, starting with a 10-minute walk a day is a great start. Don't underestimate the power of these small habits. They pave the way for greater achievements because you're training your brain to act with discipline and focus every day. Furthermore, breaking goals into steps makes it easier to plan and organize your time. You can better visualize what needs to be done and avoid feeling overwhelmed. This also helps keep motivation high as you celebrate each step taken. Transformation happens through the sum of these small efforts, and you can start right now with what you can. Investing in self-education is one of the most powerful habits for accelerating your transformation. Learning something new every day, whether by reading a chapter of a book, watching a video, or listening to a podcast, feeds your mind and expands your horizons. This knowledge isn't stored away. It needs to be applied to become real and make an impact on your life. Applying what you learn immediately is what separates those who merely accumulate information from those who truly evolve. For example, if you discover a technique to improve your productivity, try putting it into practice the next day. This actionable attitude reinforces learning, strengthens discipline, and creates a cycle of constant growth. Consistency in self-education is an investment that returns in the form of real results. Furthermore, maintaining a habit of continuous learning changes your mindset, preparing you to face challenges with greater confidence and creativity. You gain greater clarity about your purpose and find innovative solutions to obstacles. The journey of transformation is also a journey of knowledge, and with each step, you get closer to becoming your best self. Gratitude is a powerful ingredient that completely changes your mindset and the way you approach life. When you focus on what you already have, instead of just looking at what's missing, you create a fertile ground to attract even more good things. Practicing gratitude daily is like training your mind, strengthening the habit of recognizing the positive even on the most difficult days. Besides increasing your well-being, gratitude helps maintain focus and motivation. When you appreciate your achievements, no matter how small, it reinforces your confidence to continue acting with discipline and consistency. This attitude creates a virtuous cycle that propels you forward, even when the results don't yet appear as expected. A simple exercise to start with is to write down 3 things you're grateful for every morning. It could be the sunshine that shined through the window, a kind word, or even the simple fact of being alive. Over time, this habit strengthens your connection to your purpose and prepares you to act with more energy and clarity. Gratitude is fuel for your transformation. Discipline isn't born, it's built with small daily steps. Starting with simple actions, like getting up on time or taking 5 minutes to plan your day, strengthens the muscle of discipline and makes it easier to stay focused on bigger goals. The key is to take that first step without trying to take on the world, because consistency is what makes the difference in the long run. Avoiding procrastination involves making conscious choices, prioritizing what matters, and resisting the temptation of immediacy. When you learn to value what brings you closer to your goals, even the simplest tasks take on meaning. These small daily victories add up and, over time, form a solid routine that supports your growth and transformation. Furthermore, cultivating discipline through small actions prevents the mental and emotional exhaustion that the pursuit of perfection often causes. Understanding that every step counts and that progress is a natural process helps maintain motivation. With this approach, discipline ceases to be a burden and becomes a light and enjoyable habit that propels you toward your achievements. Knowing how to say no is one of the most important skills for anyone who wants to grow and stay focused. Prioritizing what's essential means eliminating what drains your energy and distracts you from your true goals. Saying no isn't selfish, it's an act of self-love and respect for your purpose. After all, every no you say to what doesn't matter is a yes to your growth and transformation. Living surrounded by distractions invites procrastination and loss of control. By learning to reject invitations, tasks, and even thoughts that don't contribute to your goals, you create a mental and physical environment conducive to action. This helps maintain focus and discipline, strengthening the habits that truly matter. The secret lies in knowing where to invest your energy. Furthermore, saying no helps protect your time and mental health, which are precious resources for any successful journey. With clear boundaries, you avoid burnout and keep your motivation high. This attitude reinforces your autonomy and makes each choice a conscious step towards your goals and the best version of yourself. Have you ever heard the phrase, "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with"? This demonstrates the power of influence on your success. Being around people who inspire, motivate, and share positive values strengthens your mindset and your commitment to habits that lead to transformation. Choosing your companions wisely is a fundamental part of your life planning. But influence isn't limited to individuals. Books, videos, and podcasts with uplifting messages also shape your worldview and fuel your self-education. Dedicating time to this content creates a mental environment conducive to growth and conscious action. It's as if you're connecting daily with mentors and role models who propel you forward. It's worth remembering that negative influences can undermine even the strongest habits. Therefore, it's essential to evaluate who and what you allow into your routine. Creating a support network that encourages your dreams and goals strengthens the focus, discipline, and consistency needed to continue on your journey. Your transformation also depends on the connections you choose to cultivate. True change begins from the inside out. There's no point in trying to transform your life if your mindset remains stuck in the same patterns. Internal transformation is a solid foundation on which all success is built. It's in this space that you develop the courage, resilience, and purpose needed to move forward, even in the face of difficulties. Becoming a person capable of achieving your dreams involves self-knowledge and a willingness to evolve. Changing habits is important, but changing the way you see yourself and face challenges is even more essential. When you strengthen your mind, you create fertile ground for your actions to reflect the best version of you, the one who doesn't give up, who learns, and who grows. This process is ongoing and requires daily attention. Every conscious choice, every moment of reflection, and every step taken with focus and discipline fuels this internal transformation. Success ceases to be an isolated event and becomes a natural consequence of your renewed mental state, aligned with your goals and purpose. Many people wait for the perfect moment, the ideal step, the flawless execution. But what really counts is consistency, the daily commitment to action, even if imperfectly. Perfection is the enemy of progress, and it is consistency that leads to true transformation. Doing a little every day creates far greater results than sporadic, grandiose efforts. When you understand that success is a process, not an event, you begin to appreciate each step you take. It doesn't matter if the progress was small or there were setbacks. The important thing is to keep going. Consistency builds confidence, strengthens discipline, and creates a resilient mindset that adapts and persists. This way, you gradually transform your goals into real achievements. Furthermore, accepting imperfection helps avoid frustration and discouragement, which are major enemies of motivation. Celebrating the journey, not just the destination, is part of the growth process. Consistency, fueled by purpose and focus, is what keeps the flame burning and takes you where you truly want to go. Recognizing each small achievement is essential to maintaining high motivation. Often, we only value the big goals and forget that progress happens in the details of everyday life. Celebrating these victories, no matter how small, reinforces a habit of gratitude and gives us the energy to continue with discipline and focus. When you value your progress, you create a positive cycle that fuels consistency. For example, if you manage to maintain your reading habit for 10 minutes today, celebrate that action. These small moments of recognition fuel transformation and help strengthen your growth mindset. After all, success is a sum of small victories. Furthermore, celebrating is part of self-care. It's a way to recognize your efforts and motivate yourself to keep going. When you realize that every step matters, you avoid harsh self-criticism and create an internal environment of support and positivity. This attitude makes the journey lighter and more enjoyable, paving the way for great achievements. Now that you have the path to transforming your life in just 30 days, the question remains, what will you do with this opportunity? Will you let fear, procrastination, and excuses paralyze you? Or will you commit to acting with discipline, focus, and consistency to build the future you deserve? Think about the small steps you can take today, that simple decision, a new habit, a conscious choice. What will your life be like in a month if you stick with this journey? And in a year? Transformation begins with you, and every day you can choose to be the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay up to date on content that will help you maintain that winning mindset and continue growing. Share your achievements, challenges, and learnings in the comments. Your journey inspires others and strengthens your own motivation.